Ooh, what's up, internet? It's time for the Battle of the Titans. That's right, we're gonna duke it out in this video, and whoever survives wins. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
We get Nerdy Nightly.
We thought we'd share it with you.
That is right. Welcome back to the channel for our non-spoiler review of Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong. Either way, I think... No, it's definitely Godzilla versus Kong. The latest in the MonsterVerse film from Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. This movie is being heralded already as being kind of a return to form for cinemas. It had a big, over $9 million opening day, which is the biggest day in the domestic box office since the pandemic began. And I just wanted to bring that up first because I just want to say it's so huge.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. This
no
is
pun intended.
Good. Well, ha ha ha. Ha. Hilarious. No, it means a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, people want movies. Mm-hmm. And
in theaters too.
Yes. And we would have much preferred to go see this in a theater. We just couldn't.
Yeah, so we watched this in bed today.
Yes,
on a big TV.
Yeah.
But, we finally had the opportunity to watch this movie at home. Thank you to the Cineplex store for letting us rent it.
It's here's the thing. The one thing I will say right off the bat about the movie is that we would pay to go see it again in a theater. Purely because of the visuals.
But only to see it again in a theater.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the thing. No spoilers, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's a non-spoiler review. Mm-hmm. But I liked this movie.
Yeah. It was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good things in it, but the best part about it was the visuals, hands down. Like there's no comparison. Everything is very vibrant and neon in a way that contrasts the monsters, which are dark and shadowy. That's true.
This movie is
the big scene, the big fight scene.
There's really two. This movie split into two things, right? Mm-hmm. There's the first big fight scene on the boat, and then there's a second big fight scene in Hong Kong, and I don't think that's really a spoiler. That's been in every trailer.
Yeah, if you've watched the trailer, then you already know this.
And if I'm being completely honest, that's the movie. Like, there's not a lot to spoil other than maybe, like, the third act is maybe spoilable, but it's also been in the trailers. Like, it's kind of tough. There isn't a lot that happens in this movie. Mm-hmm. There's two fights.
Yeah.
And the only real spoiler is how those fights end. But both fights are excellent. And the big action sequences look amazing.
Yeah.
The other parts of the movie are so unimportant that the movie doesn't even care to explain them or give them any sort of logic or depth.
No, it's literally like, this is the thing, it doesn't matter how it happens, it doesn't matter how it works, just accept it and move on. And yeah, it's that idea of big dumb fun where logically it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. This is very, like...
But it's still enjoyable. This
is hand-wavy blockbuster entertainment. I complain a lot about King of the Monsters, because I really like the Godzilla versus Monsters action in that movie, the third movie in this franchise, but the prequel to this one. I always complain that the human stuff in that movie takes away from the film.
Yeah. Whereas
in this movie, I really feel like they realized no one cares. There's no security in this building. No one really cares. There's a lot of, like, there's no... If you're going to go into this movie and if it's going to bother you that the human stuff truly does not make sense, like, just has no logical purpose at any point in the film, you're going to be fine, right? If you can ignore all of that, you're going to be fine. If you can't ignore all of that, this is going to be a really frustrating experience.
Yeah, you're going to be sitting there being like, wait, whoa. And the movie is going to move on without you.
Very quickly. The movie is going to forget that you exist.
Yeah.
Just like it forgets that logic exists.
And science and reason.
It really feels like the mandate from Warner Brothers was like, just have Godzilla and King Kong on screen as much as possible no matter what.
Yeah.
And if they're not on screen, show us Millie Bobby Brown and Brian Tyree Hill.
Yeah, which I am totally okay with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cast does admirably. I mean, they're all very attractive people, very well lit, saying words well. Like, there's no one...
Yeah, they're just not the interesting part of the movie.
Yeah, they just kind of all come and go depending on what the script needed in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all in there to serve a purpose, to help... Like, everything about the movie The movie fights so hard to get Kong and Godzilla together to fight. Literally everything that happens is kind of just like pushing, like making that happen and manipulating it. And they don't really care. There's no rhyme or reason really to it.
So, okay, you've only seen the 2014 Godzilla and King of the Monsters. You haven't seen Kong Skull Island.
True.
But in those 3 movies, where would you put this one?
This was the better one out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite so far. The other ones were just less exciting on both fronts. On both fronts, I would say the human stuff and the monster stuff. They were both less exciting. And this one, like we said, the human stuff doesn't really matter a ton, but they balance it out really well. And you were rewarded with a lot of monster fighting. And stuff that looked really, really beautiful.
Yeah. The visual
effects
unbelievable.
Yeah, out of this world.
I still would put this behind Kong Skull Island.
Which I have not seen.
I still think that's my favorite movie in this franchise, just because it's the only one that like fully works. Like the Kong Skull Island is like mostly logical in how things happen and why things happen, if you can buy into the Hollow Earth, island of giant monsters thing. But because it's sequestered to the island, and there's enough going on in that movie that the human stuff is actually also interesting. Also the setting, the music. Jordan Vogt-Roberts directed that movie, and his movie Kings of Summer, if you've never seen it, is also he's a really excellent director who like has a special touch in that film in a way that this one is lacking a little bit with the humans. But I still think it is better than the 2 previous Godzilla movies.
Absolutely.
Particularly in just how well you can see the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Godzilla 2014, a movie I like more than I think a lot of people do. It is very dark, and there's a lot of smoke, and the special effects weren't there yet. The special effects aren't there in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, they are. They work. And, if you want to see a bunch of big monsters punch each other, this is the movie for you.
100%. If you want to see our spoiler chat for this, where we get a little bit more into the stuff that maybe doesn't make sense, we are going to be putting that up soon on the YouTube. So stay tuned, subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell. You definitely won't miss that video if you hit the notification bell, because YouTube will be like, yo, that video you were waiting for? It's here. If you dislike this video, or if you dislike this movie, please dislike the video. Hit the button and go in the comments and say mean things about us, because the algorithm is hungry and we need to feed her. If you want more of us, you can catch us over at Twitch. I'm over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly.
I'm over at twitch.tv/Klarstrakaris.
And tomorrow night, if you're watching this the day that it premieres, Friday, April 2nd, we're going to be playing Dark Souls, 1 couple, 1 controller, where we each hold half of a Joy-Con, and we try and play Dark Souls together. It's going to be a mess. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern, over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly. We hope to see you for that. And as always, my name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye.